Hello and welcome to the 15th installment of the Synapse Misfire Podcast. I'm your host, Christopher, and our host, Jordan Afur. Chris and Jordan, that's their names. Say hi, Jordan.
Hi.
You can find us on Spotify and on RSS Feed that you can import into your podcasting app, your favorite one.
Down in the description, baby. I link it all the time.
Same with our email. Contact us, synapsemisfire@pm.me. Comments, questions, concerns, death threats, and they will be read on the show.
Yes, they shall. Chris, I had an interesting fact brought to my attention. I think you
A factoid, maybe?
a factoid. I think you'd appreciate this.
Okay.
Male honeybees orgasm so hard
I've heard about this
that
one
their
before.
genitals explode.
That must be a real good nut, dude.
They're just going to town and they're just like, what's that feel?
That you bust a honey nut and then you're dead.
That's how we get Honey Nut Cheerios, baby.
Yeah.
They just die. They're just like,
Man,
bruh.
if people were like that,
There'd be a lot less babies.
I
feel
would have
like.
died like a decade ago.
But
when
wait.
I was 9.
I was gonna say, you're only 19.
I would have died like 20 years ago.
In the womb.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, that was brought to my attention.
Bees also dance a lot, apparently.
They dance,
Yeah.
like
so
tap dance.
No, it's like a courtship thing. They
Wow.
they dance, or they also will swarm predators and vibrate so hard that it makes the predators really hot and cooks them.
What the fuck? I hate bees.
I love bees. Bees are great.
Nah, they're cool. I had these bees that lived at my parents' old house, named Jeff and Steve. They were nice honeybees, or bumblebees rather. They were just kind of
big fat fucks.
big
yeah.
fatties. Yeah, they would just kind of fly around being annoying.
I used to hate bees. I hate like wingy, stingy things.
Yeah.
Bees are okay though because they're actually good for the planet. So.
Good for the planet, and also typically they don't fuck with you.
Yeah,
You might get unlucky and step on one, and then
that's
all
what I was
get
gonna
mad.
say. The only time I've been stung by bees is when I stepped on them.
Yeah.
Because when I was a kid, up until maybe I was like 9 or 10 years old, in the summer, never wore shoes. Never.
Yeah.
So that's why my feet are all fucked up too. I have like no arches on my feet.
Yeah.
Whatever. Anyway, anything interesting you have to talk about, good sir? Because this is a show about talking about things.
Talking about things.
Any things you have to talk about?
The only thing I can think of is something that was brought to my attention about the Oculus Quest. That was kind of startling. Not the Oculus
This guy,
Quest.
Oculus Quest this, Oculus Quest that. Quest. It's like I'm in senior year again when before the original Quest came out and you wouldn't shut the fuck up about it. I remember that because I used to make fun of you for that.
Well, it doesn't help that I was dumb and pre-ordered it like 7 months before it came out. So.
And you wouldn't stop talking about it.
Yeah, well, I was big into VR, still am. So.
I hope to be that way once I get a Quest 2.
You have to keep in mind when the Quest 1-2 is the first wireless headset. So like.
That is really cool. Actually.
when as much as the Quest 1 isn't technically as good as I kind of hyped it out to be. When it was coming out.
Pretty damn good.
No, it is good, but like the feeling of it being announced was significantly different than the experience of owning one. Because
I felt that way with the Vive.
Yeah.
Like seeing it, other people use it, I was like, oh my god, this is the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
And then actually using it, it was kind of, I don't want to use the word underwhelming because it was amazing.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like
as amazing.
It was just a hassle.
Yeah.
That's my thing with VR. That's why I stopped playing VR on my Vive. It's just because it's a hassle. It's such a pain in the ass to set up. And also my cat ate one of the power supplies for the Lightbox, the base stations is what they're called.
There you go.
So the table that we're recording at right now used to be pushed up against the wall that's behind me. And the Lightbox was up in that corner. It's a corner of the room. And it was plugged in, and I didn't know for a significant amount of time my cat was just eating that wire, just munching on it.
Yeah, cat will do that.
Little bastard. I was very mad at him for that.
Alright, so those are kind of expensive.
I didn't do anything like if it was a child that did that, I would destroy the child. I would turn that child into a red stain. But my cat, I was just kind of like,
damn,
picked him up and I was like, you little fucker, and I shook him around a bit. Not like, I don't want to say things like that because people will be like, you're abusing your cat. No, you know what I mean. I'm exaggerating. I'm trying to be funny.
Yeah. But no, like with the Quest 1, like it was very easy when it was announced to think like VR's it's amazing. Like every other headset is dead. And then I get the Quest 1. There's not that many games on it. But it's heavy.
That's also kind of how it went though. There's no comparison to the Quest.
Yeah.
Or Quest 2. Like even other Oculus stuff, like the Rift S. Who the fuck has one of those?
I do.
Retard.
I only do because honestly.
Did you get it before the Quest?
No, I got it after because I will be honest with you, nothing, not even Link or Virtual Desktop will ever compare to having that headset plugged in directly to the PC natively.
I guess
as of now,
yeah.
Like the Rift S experience was significantly better than Quest with Link, but Quest with Link is still better just for the convenience factor.
I'm probably gonna get Quest with Link. Well, I am gonna get Quest 2 with Link, with the Link cable.
Do you have a USB-C port on your PC?
I do, but I don't think I ever plugged the connector in.
Oh no! Looks like someone's gonna do some digging.
So, or I can just figure something out.
Yeah, well, you can plug it into USB-A, but the official Link cable won't work with it.
It'll be fine. My graphics card has one.
Yeah, I figured it would, because of the 2080. My 2070 has one.
But that's also another thing, is because I was planning on using my old PC as a VR rig.
Yeah.
Because it's got a 1080, 32 gigs of RAM, an i7. It's a decent CPU, or it's a decent computer.
Yeah.
And I still have that, and the 1080's in the computer that's right over there.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
So that doesn't have USB-C.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll have to probably get an add-in card or something.
Yeah.
Which I can't imagine is that much money.
No. Actually, speaking of Oculus Link, how did I forget to mention this last episode? I had a really shitty experience with Oculus support.
Oh, wow. A company's support line? I can't imagine how that would be so bad.
Well, they're usually good for stuff, but basically what happened was I have the Quest 2, as you know. I have the Link cable from, like, the day it launched. I pre-ordered it the day it was announced. I have it from day one.
Okay.
And the cable clip that holds it to the headset doesn't fit the headband on the Quest 2.
What?
So I assumed, okay, they made the headband thicker, whatever. So I emailed them, their support line, and I explained that situation, and I was like, listen, like, am I going to get a new plastic clip, right? The Link cable is $90 or $79, I believe.
Yeah, it's $80.
Yeah, it's $80, right? And I explained very, very professionally. I was like, listen, got this, had the Quest 1, got the Quest 2, this cable clip doesn't fit, right? You know what I was told to do, right? To purchase a new Link cable. Because the new ones will come with the different clip. And I replied...
No, I just need the clip. You can't just send me the clip?
I replied, there's no way for me to get just the clip. And then I said, what about if I buy it and it's an older Link cable that's been sitting on a shelf and it has the same fucking clip that I have? Which I'm not going to buy it anyway, but I'm just saying. And then the response was, if that happens, buy a third one. That was genuinely the response I got.
Really?
Yes.
That's ridiculous.
And then there's no way for me to get the clip. So I just use Velcro, but I'm pretty salty about that.
Now, alright, I did one last episode. This is my big brain business tip.
Okay.
For Facebook.
Big brain moments with Chris.
This is, Facebook, Oculus, same company. This is my big brain business tip, right? Sell it as a conversion kit. Oculus Link cable version 1 conversion kit or version 2 conversion kit. It just has the little clip. They sell that.
Yeah.
You can make money off that because there's clearly a market for it.
Yeah.
I didn't know the clip would be different. That doesn't make any sense.
I wouldn't have expected that either.
That's retarded.
So now the cable just kind of hangs straight off the headset. So I use Velcro.
I would just MacGyver something at that point. I'm not buying a second fucking link cable.
No, not
But
at all.
I'm gonna be buying a new link cable anyway when I get my Quest 2, which is I will be getting soon.
I'm hoping I was gonna check Etsy, see if I could get something 3D printed. There was a guy who 3D printed me something once. So.
I was gonna say, there's services that do it. If you can find, I bet on Thingiverse, if you looked it up, you can find a model for it and just send it to someone, and they'll print it and send it to you. Yeah. A few bucks. Same thing as like if you wanted to get a printed circuit board made. Yeah. You send them the design, they send you back a board for like $10. Yeah. So
it's definitely something I might do eventually, but for now, I mean, Velcro works.
Good enough for right now.
I have a Velcro strap I just fucking put on, but it's also just bullshit, dude.
That's very much which I expect from someone like you. And this isn't supposed to be insulting, but just how you are is like I expect that you're very bothered by that.
I knew that was coming. I am.
My philosophy on things and yours are very different. Yeah. You're very much like, well, it needs to look nice, it needs to be perfect. Even your house, your apartment is like really neat and nice, which is strange for an apartment inhabited by people who are in their teens still. Yeah. Look at my fucking mess. And I'm very much like function over form. Yeah. I don't care what it looks like as long as it works, which, sometimes people aren't happy about that. Yeah, but if it works, who cares?
Well, it's also ironic that, full disclosure, I work in a quality position at work as well. Quality control, so.
That might be the perfect job for you.
Yeah, somewhat.
You just professionally nitpick?
Yeah, basically.
Man. Very little of this was in the notes, by the way. I was worried we wouldn't have enough stuff.
No, it turns out we're fine. But some more bullshit from Oculus, just so that way any haters can just talk shit, was that, say you get your Quest 2, Chris, right? Okay. You make your Facebook account. It doesn't get deactivated. You link it.
Oh, shit. If I'm planning to buy one, I should make an account now.
Yeah, I would advise that. I was just thinking of that, too, as I said that. You link your account, you're playing your games, and you're living happy, right? And then for some reason, you have to delete your Facebook account. Just some reason. And you think, all right, maybe I can delete this account, make a new one, transfer over the art. It will delete everything you have on the Quest if you delete the Facebook account linked to it.
Well, that makes sense, and it would purge the data that's there. But there's no way to have a grace period. Say your account got breached.
That's where I was going with this.
Your account got breached, and you're like, I'm just going to make a new account. And you can't just phone up Zuck and say, hey, Zuckerberg, Zuckman, Zucky my boy. Zucky fucky. The Zuckerberg.
The Zuckinator.
The Zuckmeister. You think you can transfer all that data and all those games I paid for over to my new account? Because my old one got breached. You kind of knew about that. So do you think that's possible? Is that a no-go? You can't do that?
No.
What the fuck?
So, yeah, in essence, someone could hack your Facebook. Maybe they delete the entire account. Maybe they post racist shit and get it banned. Maybe they do something that gets it banned other than being racist. And there's the potential that if that account gets taken away, everything Oculus VR related will be gone.
That's sick. That's cool.
Which the only fear I have for that is data breaching.
Oh yeah,
because I've
had my accounts breached before.
Yeah, so have I.
I had that where, a password, which why you shouldn't use the same password for everything. Yeah. Was why my important accounts are all just randomly generated characters
from LastPass.
Yeah. LastPass. But what happens is there's just like paste bin files with thousands of passwords. Yeah. And my old password was in one of those, and so that someone got into my Spotify account, my Ubisoft account, they tried to get on Steam, but I had 2-factor authentication.
Oh, so yeah, that's why I love 2FA, honestly.
And they tried to get on my Mojang account, but Mojang blocked it.
Yeah.
Because all of a sudden, like, because I was playing something, I was in the middle of a game, and all of a sudden, my Spotify. Well, this was because I didn't have a PS4 at the time. All of a sudden, my Spotify links to a PS4 and starts playing 21 Savage. I'm like, not only do I not have a PS4, I wouldn't really go out of my way to listen to 21 Savage.
Yeah.
So, like, what is this? So I logged out all devices, how you can do on Spotify. Logged out all devices, changed my password, got back.
Yeah, never.
It was a whole thing. The only thing that was a pain in the ass to get back was my Uplay account, because it was like I had to call support, because what happened, I didn't have 2FA on that account. So when the guy who breached my accounts logged in, he logged in and turned on 2FA on his phone number.
Oh shit.
So I had to call and say, yeah, this is my account, it got breached. And I had to like show I had to tell them like the last game I played, my date of birth. It was weird.
What the fuck?
So,
speaking of Uplay, you know they changed the name?
What is it now?
Ubisoft Connect.
I don't know if that's worse or better. It's a very neutral, like, I don't really care.
Can they just call it the Ubisoft launcher, like the Epic Games launcher? I mean,
yeah.
What the fuck?
I don't see what's wrong with that. I don't know why they have to have their own launcher in the first place.
Yeah, especially with how dated some of their qualities are. Like, for example, I talked about Assassin's Creed Valhalla last episode, which hopefully, when this episode goes live, I will be balls deep in that game, if it's any good. I had to buy it on the Epic Games Store, because do you know some of the bullshit with buying Ubisoft games on their store?
No, I've never bought a Ubisoft game so you play.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla. If I buy it on Ubisoft Store, the second that I hit install, I void my right to return it. If I buy it on Epic Games, I have 14 days after launch. So if it's a pre-order, the day it comes out, I have 14 days after launch or before I play 2 hours to return it.
Same thing with Steam.
Same thing with Steam. Ubisoft, the second you install a new game for the first time, it says you, by installing, even downloading a megabyte of data, you are voiding your right to return the game.
Really?
And you cannot return it.
That's total bullshit.
So that's what happened to me with what is it? Ghost Recon Breakpoint. I bought it because I liked Wildlands. As soon as I installed it, I hated it because it was garbage. And now I have a game that I've played about 40 minutes of. Well, probably closer to like 2 hours because I tried it again. But yeah, and I can't do it. It's a $60 game I paid for. Can't do anything with it.
Huh.
Just sitting in a Uplay account.
How about that?
That's the one thing that I have a problem with Uplay. I've gotten over the whole launcher thing with like having multiple launchers. I'm just so used to it at this point that it sucks. But
I'm over it, but I just think
it's garbage.
Steam and the Epic Games Store are legitimately the only game launchers that have rights to exist.
Yeah.
GOG Galaxy too. Good old games.
Never used it, but I've heard that people love it.
So, just because it's it's CD Projekt Red.
Is it?
Guys, yeah, and
interesting.
And goddamn, they actually have like old games.
Really?
So you can buy like classic. What's good old games?
Oh, good old games. Yeah, that's right. You did say that. So,
so it's like you can get classics and stuff. So if you like old games, GOG Galaxy.
That's something I'd have to look at then.
And if you want modern games, Steam and Epic Games Store are the only games that have the only launchers that have any right to exist. Like Origin. Ugh.
I hate Origin.
Uplay.
The only thing good coming out of EA in my life right now is the fact that your Game Pass subscription will give you an EA Access subscription. Only good thing coming out of them.
I'm trying to think the last EA game I played.
My last one would have been, I think, Mirror's Edge Catalyst. I fucking love Mirror's Edge so much.
Mine was... it's been a while. The beta for Battlefield Hardline.
God damn, it's been a while. That's like 2015, dude.
Maybe that's a lie. No. Because in terms of the newest EA game I played, not the last one I played. The last one I played, like, in terms of
Apex Legends.
Oh, Apex, yeah. That's the
be
newest games. Okay, yeah, you're right. That's the newest game.
It's like the only good game they've made recently, and it's
Before
because
that-
Respawn made it.
Before that, it was probably Battlefield Hardline.
Yeah.
And The Sims 3.
Yeah.
I never bought The Sims 4.
The Sims 4 really hits me in the soul because a lot of people say like their childhood games are like Crash Bandicoot. That's The Sims for me. And the fact that if you add up the DLC for The Sims 4, which is almost necessary to, fully enjoy the game, it's over $500.
Yeah, mine was
Fucking it makes me so mad.
I don't remember which one it was. I don't remember if it was The Sims 1 or The Sims 2. But there was a copy of it on the family computer that I played.
Yeah. I
And
used
it
to play
was
The
fun.
Sims all the time with my sister. It was the game of my life, but Sims 4 don't do it for me. And I know that if there's a Sims 5, it's going to be worse. So it's just going to be more microtransactions.
Very
they'll split
EA.
they'll split it up into fucking megabytes of data instead of add-on packs. You have to pay for every megabyte.
I'm trying to think. Maybe The Sims and
Chris, that wheel on your chair is fucking dead.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah. That's why I wanted to put the new ones on.
I just happened to look and it's just dead.
But the dingus end is on the chair and not on the wheel.
You ever look for like female wheels? Let me look for you, buddy. While you discuss.
No, I don't let females into my house.
Or they just don't come.
Okay, look. So anyway, I'm trying to think. The Sims, Spore, Apex
Oh my god,
Legends.
Spore, yes.
Probably the only good games that EA had involvement with.
Yeah. Oh, and Titanfall.
Titanfall 1 and 2, yeah.
Yo, I'll be honest, I think those chair wheels are proprietary because there's like nothing here with.
Fuck this chair.
There's literally not a single wheel here showing up with a female end. So I'm starting to think you should just break those off and add something. Put like a big ass bushing through it and just snap it in there. Huh. There's nothing.
Or I could just, like, get a new chair. I was thinking about replacing the one I have now in my room, like at my desk, with, like, one of those fancy racing chairs.
I'll be honest with you, if you're going to get anything, get an ergo chair. They're a bit pricey, but racing chairs suck dick. Just like the chair I have. They're not very ergonomic. I want an ergo chair so bad, dude.
I just want something comfortable is my thing.
Well, yeah.
And legitimately, the only reason I was considering a racing chair is because they can fold all the way back.
That's true. Mine does that. And that's like the only thing I like about it.
That chair, I mean, this obviously isn't an issue for you, but that chair's too narrow for me.
Yeah.
The one you have. Can you don't?
Hang on, bitch. Yeah, honestly, mine's surprisingly narrow for myself, too.
Really?
Yeah, it's just not.
No, the actual things where it comes up on the side, it digs into my thighs.
Yeah, for me, it's just because I like to sit with one leg up sometimes. And it just, my leg hits it. I'm like, what the fuck?
And that my issue is just I'm just really wide. I'm a very wide person.
A wide gal.
No. Boy. Wide boy.
Thick boy.
Yeah.
You...
Fucking hell.
I was going to bring up Red Dead 2, but I don't want to go on that spiral again. Cause it
yeah, can we
something.
not spoil the whole game again?
Well, it made me think of the interview with the voice actors where Robert, whatever the fuck his name is, Robert, the voice actor of Arthur.
I don't know any of the voice actors' names, legitimately.
Yeah, Arthur's voice actor said when he first recorded the lines for the dialogue between him and the horse, he got out of the recording booth and was like, yeah, I did good. Went home, and then he got a phone call, and they're like, yeah, you need to re-record those. And he was like, why? And they were like, it sounded like you weren't talking to a horse. And he was like, I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. So they played it back. And you know how he'd be like, there, girl.
Oh, no.
It'd be lines where he's like, there, girl, let me take care of you. Like, shit like that.
Ew.
And he was like, yeah, we should
definitely do that. No, it's like, okay, boy.
Yeah. Shit like that. So
Yeah.
that was funny.
This is not a Red Dead 2 podcast like the other one was.
No, don't worry. Don't leave yet. But I would suggest an ergo chair though. I feel like they're just nice. They fit thine buttocks.
But do they fold? Did they go like
some
180?
Of them might, but not fucking 180. But also 180 is really risque. I almost flip my chair every time.
It doesn't have to be 180 necessarily.
How about a 45? Does that work?
No, my current chair does like a 45. I want something that like, okay, here's the legitimate reason why I want this. I want something when I'm in an online class where I can just chill and lay down.
Yeah, and just listen. Yeah. No, it makes sense.
Because 95% of the time it's like bullshit that I don't even need to take notes on.
Mm-hmm.
And
that
then,
makes sense.
You know.
Yeah. So if it's a good reason. Hashtag 2020.
I cannot stress enough how much I hate online classes.
Really?
I'm not learning anything. Like, nothing is sticking with me.
No.
I was doing pretty good in my classes. My in-person one, I'm doing great. But my other ones, I just like, at some point I just checked out. And I just like do what I can.
Yeah.
But like, I'm paying for a college education, but none of it's being retained. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
you know how like you retain information normally?
Yeah.
And I just don't.
Makes sense. Yeah, I don't know. Online classes are for like a certain echelon of person, but
an insane. I might just legitimately because the prospects are looking that this isn't going to be over anytime soon.
Yeah.
So legitimately, I might just like take a gap.
A gap year. Yeah.
Of like a year or like 2.
Yeah, because if you keep going, it's only going to get worse, honestly. I mean, I'm not trying to persuade you to take a gap, but if you're not learning anything, like, genuinely, and that's 100%, like, accurate to how you feel, then it might be worthwhile, because you're paying good money for it.
I'll make a decision after this year, probably.
Yeah, because God knows, you guys are paying enough.
So. Full price for online classes. Full price for maybe a quarter of the experience.
Yeah. Well, honestly, the only part of the experience you get is a textbook and the teacher's face.
Yeah, the teacher's
you don't get
like
any of the campus shit. You don't get any of that.
The thing that's really keeping me going in online classes is teachers are like, they'll say something and just no one responds. I love it so much.
Yeah, it's just awkward silence.
He just asks a question. He's like, "What is this?" And then no one says anything.
You hear like the Twitter sound.
It was so funny.
Oh man, that is good. That sounds good. But yeah, that's tough. I don't know, man. This shit just won't end. Not to get on a depressing note, but it just won't.
You have anything less depressing to talk about? iPhone 12 came out recently.
Yeah, is it out yet? Or well, as of the upload, I'm sure it will be. But has it? It's released.
It's out.
Yeah, it has released. Because I went on my rant. That's right. I went on my rant about the whole charger debacle and the environment, and
So.
And then I got some feedback from people who listened about that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were just talking about how we're an anti-Apple podcast, and I was like, no, we're an anti.
We're an anti-bullshit podcast.
Yeah. So that's the feedback I got.
So here's my thoughts on it. I saw a video recently of a gentleman. He bought 2 iPhone 12 Pros, Pro Max, the big ones.
The biggest or the second biggest?
The big ones, the big boys.
Yeah, it's gotta be the Pro Max then.
And what he did was he wanted to see how repairable they are, because that's his whole shtick.
Oh, it's that channel that takes shit apart and checks repairability? Is it that guy?
No, it's just a guy who just repairs iPhones.
Oh, okay. There's a channel that does stuff like that. Repairability check or whatever.
So basically what he did was he wanted to see just if all the components can be replaced, basically. So what he did is he opened both phones and he swapped the motherboards.
Okay.
All legitimate Apple hardware, brand new Apple hardware.
Mm-hmm.
The phone becomes basically inoperable.
Really?
The cameras don't really work. It nags you every 2 seconds saying that your battery is bad, your screen is bad. Take it to an Apple store to get it fixed. even though it's genuine Apple hardware, you're telling me they don't have a database of these serial numbers anywhere?
Yeah.
They can't just say, the phone's connected to the internet. They
Yeah.
can't just bounce a server and say, can we just check real quick, is this serial number in our database? Oh, it is? It's genuine Apple hardware? Allow it.
Yeah. Now, my only question is, was this something you could do last year? Or the year before?
Yes and no.
Yes and no. Why?
With batteries, it started nagging you.
Oh, okay.
With screens, it started nagging you.
Yeah, because we did talk about that with screens a few episodes ago.
But it wasn't as bad.
Yeah. So it's just getting worse.
Like, the phone fundamentally, like, stops working.
Yeah.
As a phone. And the thing is with this, is they went on their whole spiel about, the environment. The environment. It doesn't... We're not including a charger or headphones for the environment. The sake of the environment. Think about the environment.
Mm-hmm.
But you're actively creating e-waste.
Yeah.
Because,
you get a cracked camera lens.
Right. You go to an Apple store with a broken iPhone. What are they going to charge you? Oh, they're going to charge you the price of a new iPhone to fix it.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Buy a new iPhone. Where does that one go? A fucking landfill.
Yeah.
Right? They're actively creating more e-waste, which is like the most harmful form of waste on the planet, other than like nuclear waste.
Yep.
There's like lithium that just leaks out into the water, lead, like all that sort of stuff. And they're saying, oh, the environment. We're not including this for the environment, even though they're actively going out of their way to make the most anti-consumer phone possible, the least repairable phone possible, to create more e-waste, which is polluting the environment far more than whatever they're saving by not including that charging brick in the phone. Even though, with the charging brick, you have to buy it separately, and it's in its own packaged by plastic and paper, and a box that they would have not had to use if they included it in the box.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're right. I am out of. I have no words.
The problem is your average person doesn't think that hard. They just hear we do good for environment, and they're like, yeah, Apple. But they don't think.
For anyone who has at least a little bit of critical thinking skills, you're not fooling anyone.
Yeah, exactly.
The only people you're fooling are the Apple. I don't want to use the word sheep.
Elitists.
Yeah, the Apple.
It's probably
elitists,
the nicest word you can use.
I guess. Yeah.
The motherfuckers with 4 MacBooks. Fucking.
Like, oh, this iPhone's just better.
Siri's better than the Google Assistant, even though she doesn't even know my name.
Well, I guess Siri is better than Google Assistant, I will say.
No,
I just hate voice assistants as a whole, though.
How is Siri better, though? She's far less capable.
Are you sure?
Yes.
What do you do with Google Assistant normally?
Continued conversation.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay, then that's interesting, I guess.
For example, if I say, "What's the weather today?" It will tell me the weather today, and then it will wait. And if I decide to say, "What about next Monday?" It'll instantly tell me the weather for next Monday.
Oh, that's all right. That's actually cool.
I'll do an example just to show you.
I'm thinking Google Assistant, like 2015, and like Siri 2015.
But essentially, it'll show the dots listening, and then if I said, like, what about Thursday?
I just really don't like voice assistants.
Yeah.
It just makes me feel old to have to yell at my phone for it to do something.
That's true.
Like, hey, Google. I didn't have anything funny to say. I drew a blank. Hey, Google, tell me a joke.
Here's a joke for Thanksgiving. Why did the football coach bench the turkey? Because it kept getting fouls.
It took me a lot to not throw my phone just then. So anyway, what I was saying is there's no point. I think what I was saying was that Apple has no actual ground here. If they cared about the environment, they would make their phone super easy to repair.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's kind of the go-to route is repairability. Like PCs, for example. Like a PC.
Yeah.
Super repairable.
And
Individual components.
yeah, or like cars.
Cars,
And
yeah.
that's my only two analogies is PCs and cars. It's the only two things I really know a little bit about.
Which even then, modern
Even then, I
cars are
don't
like,
really know a lot about cars. I know a lot about PCs, but not a ton about cars. But those are the only analogies I have because they're inherently very similar.
yeah, believe it or not.
But a car, it's very repairable.
Yeah.
Unless you're thinking European cars.
Yeah, that's true.
Fuck
European cars
Volkswagen.
are not so much.
Are you telling me I need a special tool that doesn't even work to remove the radio in my Volkswagen?
To be fair, that was a third-party tool. To be fair.
Okay, yeah, I guess it was a third-party tool. But you know what the third-party tools that actually worked were those screwdrivers we used. Those were third-party tools, and those worked.
True. There you go.
So,
I mean, a little bit of minor frame damage to the radio, but
yeah, it's fine.
that radio's fucking dead, by the way.
Yeah, I threw it in a trash can.
By that, he means the Atlantic. No.
Yeah, that's what I do with all my plastic bags. I throw them directly in the ocean.
He does not. Don't be mistaken.
I cut out the middleman. I don't throw it in the trash. I save all my plastic bags and straws and bottles
I usually just
and batteries and cans. I just dump it all in the ocean.
I usually just find a nest of turtles and give it to them.
Yeah. Typically, what I do
I wrap the soda can containers around their head.
what I do is I get a bunch of straws. And I find a bunch of hatchling sea turtles, like really baby ones, little ones. They haven't made it to the water yet, and I pick them up and I shove the straw in their gullet, just to cut out the middleman. You know, it's efficient. I'm gonna be killing the turtle either way, so I might as well just get up close and personal, introduce myself, shake his hand, and then just jab him in the throat with a straw.
Yeah, iPhone 12, baby.
I think that's a thing they should do with restaurants,
What?
where you just like you meet a cow and then you eat it.
What the fuck?
I would do that. You meet the cow and you're like, man, this is a nice cow, but I still have made the decision to eat it.
Yeah, I mean, hey, he was cool and all, but he also tasted better.
Or you could be like, this is a cow, I like this cow, I'm not going to eat it, but you have that full knowledge that someone else will.
Yeah, gives you a better understanding.
But you meet the cow, you do an interview, you know, you see if you jive, and then you're like, I like this cow, I will eat him. So anyway, that was a really weird tangent.
But it made sense.
It was also like my thing what I talked about last week about organs in jars.
Yeah. That was episode 12, right?
Yeah, it was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it's right before the Halloween.
Oh, it was episode
special.
13. 12 was the Halloween.
12 was the yeah, yep. Yeah, the iPhone 12, man. That's such a of all the Apple product releases, that's been my most.
That one's
frustrating.
ridiculous.
I've known about the charger from leaks from like a year ago.
You know what? You can actually get for $300. You can get a regular iPad, and you know what that has in the box? The new charger with the USB-C plug on it.
Really?
And it's the 20-watt one too.
Wow. Yeah. So it's actually like the good one,
Yeah,
the decent one.
imagine that.
Yeah.
But on your $1,300 phone, nah.
I just can't believe the price hasn't changed.
Why are phones so expensive? Well, I guess the answer is because idiots buy them. But like, Apple made a $1,000 phone, the iPhone 10, $1,000. Everyone was like, $1,000, ridiculous. And then 6 months later, all the other flagships come out, and they're all $1,000 minimum.
Yeah, that's true. I honestly don't have an answer. I was gonna make a NVIDIA AMD analogy with the new cards, but I realized that that's different, completely different, because NVIDIA lowered the price as a result of AMD. That hasn't happened in the phone game. They just keep raising it as a result of each other.
If you spend over $1,000 on a phone every single year, don't speak to me.
No.
will get a new phone when this one blows up. When the battery just says, "Alright, I'm done," and just detonates itself in my hand and blows my hand off. That's the only reason I'd get a new phone. Legitimately, this is more than enough phone than I need.
Yeah. Truthfully, that's where I'm at with my phone currently. I'd rather buy a new GPU.
Yeah.
For Cyberpunk.
Yeah. Buddy of ours, mutual friend
Smitty.
of ours. Yeah, he bought a Z Fold 2.
Yes, Mr. Friend of the show Alex informed me, and I laughed.
Yeah, he bought a Z Fold 2.
After
Honestly,
he just bought a Note 10 Plus.
Legitimately, I did watch some coverage on the Z Fold 2. I watched Linus play with it and stuff. And it kind of grew on me a little bit. Not in a way that I'm like, I need to buy this thing.
No.
But in a way that I'm like, I am okay with this existing now.
Yeah.
It looks leaps and bounds better than the original Fold.
Well, for sure. Well, what was the first thing I said to you when you were bitching about the Galaxy Fold when I was hyped about it? Is that like anything else, it has to start somewhere.
Yeah, I guess I just didn't expect it to clean up that quickly.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, it's a whole new...
Not that I'm going to get one because, like, man, I really don't care.
No.
But...
They're also still way too expensive. $2,000, $2,200.
Oh, Christ, yeah. That's true.
It's $2,200 for the thing.
So...
And at the end of the day, you still end up with a more fragile phone, regardless of how you look at it. It's that is the one thing that stopped me when I was upgrading to the Note 10 Plus. That's the one thing that stopped me from waiting for the Z Flip, because I really liked the Z Flip. It was the vertical folding phone. It was the same price as my Note 10 Plus, but I realized that where I work, a scrap of metal, a shard of metal, would very easily get in between the display and destroy that entire phone in seconds. So that was what held me back from getting that.
Yeah, I just
It's not comfortable with it yet.
Understandable. Do we have anything else to talk about? Anything funny?
Well, not necessarily funny, but a game that I wanted to talk about that I mentioned briefly off camera, and this involves a couple of the friends that listen to the show. Phasmophobia.
Hang on, I gotta adjust myself. Give me a minute. Continue.
I'm leaving most of that in. Phasmophobia. Essentially.
That's the fear of phasmas. What is phasmophobia? Hey Google.
It's okay. I know.
What is Phasmophobia? It's a survival horror game developed by Kinetic Studios.
What does it mean? Is what you should ask. It's fear of ghosts, the supernatural.
Fear of the supernatural. Thank you.
Hey Google. What does phasmophobia mean?
Fear of ghosts. According to Wikipedia,
Oh.
fear of ghosts is sometimes referred to as phasmophobia and erroneously spectrophobia, the latter being an established term for fear of mirrors in one's own body.
I
think that's just what fat people say.
So, Phasmophobia. Fear of ghosts.
Yep. Essentially, 4-player game where you hunt an AI ghost. Sounds pretty shitty, right? However,
Ghostbusters.
However, it's accurate to what we quote unquote, I'm using air quotes, know about the afterlife and ghosts.
Shut up.
There's cool things where you have to place cameras to catch orbs, so you get like objectives where it might be.
Do you know that there's like real, actual adults who believe in ghosts?
Yeah, I know.
Real adults.
I know. But regardless, you hunt a ghost as a team of 4, and the ghost will kind of pick people off as they go.
Makes sense.
You might find people alone.
It's like Dead by Daylight.
Similar, except the ghost is AI. Only difference, really. And you have different things, different items you use. You might use IR cameras to catch orbs, things like that.
A gun. Kill ghost.
But the real cool part about it is the way the AI interacts with the 4 real players. You use in-game proxy chat, so it's proximity based, where you're discussing in-game, and just say, you start yelling, it can kind of detect the fear and the ghost will hunt you. You have a sanity meter as well that affects kind of how the ghost interacts with you specifically. And then if the ghost is hunting you and you're hiding and you're talking, it'll locate you, kill you. You can also ask it questions with a Ouija board, where you can say like, "Where are you?" and it will spell out living room and stuff like that. So it's
interesting.
It's got this cool voice interaction. It also supports virtual reality, which is why I think it would be dope if we were able to play it with some of the boys, some of us in VR, which would probably only be me for the time being until you get your Quest 2.
Can we rent a big warehouse and have 4 of us playing in VR simultaneously?
That'd be fucking sick.
That would be pretty cool. Out of our reach, but pretty cool.
Yeah.
You could probably rent an event hall or something.
Yeah, probably.
Like, say we're having a party.
Well, I mean, everything's shut down now anyway, so there you go.
Oh, shit, yeah. Shutting down a lot of the states are shutting down now, again.
Yeah.
So,
anyway. Might be an idea. But I think it would be a cool-ass game to play. Let's put it this way. It, as of a couple weeks ago, I'm not sure where it's at now, but it outsold Cyberpunk. Granted, Cyberpunks are pre-orders, but it has outsold Cyberpunk.
Once Cyberpunk actually gets released, that will no longer be true.
Definitely not. The reviews are overwhelmingly positive. You know how many reviews there are? 77,767.
Dang, that's a lot of 7s.
Yeah, that is.
God damn.
And it's only It's only gone up. I've changed our notes for that 3 times.
Really?
It started at 65,000 when I made the notes. I have it in here now at 69,000, and currently it's at 77 on Steam.
I will. You said it's like $12, $13.
$13.99, I believe.
I will be purchasing it.
Yeah, we should definitely play. I think it would be very awesome, but that game just. I think
so because
it just seems so cool.
We had some off mic. Well, I guess it was technically on mic, but
it was technically on mic.
It was off mic in a sense that it's not going in an episode. That we don't think it's a good idea to continue this movie night thing.
Yeah, full transparency, we got copyright.
We got copyright fucked a little bit.
Which fuck you guys. Your movie sucked anyway. Seriously, fuck you guys. Your garbage ass movie and your garbage ass VFX and your garbage ass 80s hair. Go fuck yourself.
And your garbage ass actually murdering animals on camera.
Garbage ass voice acting. Fuck you.
Apparently,
never mind. I'm not even gonna say it.
I looked at a lot of the background of that movie, the making of and whatnot. Apparently they did a lot of shady shit on set too.
Yeah, fuck them.
So, anyway.
Movie sucked dick anyway.
Jesus, you really didn't like that movie.
Well, how are you gonna... No. How are you gonna copyright me as if you are so special? Your movie sucked. You know?
But it's technically their even though we only showed like 20% of the movie.
Oh, even less than that. It was a 30-minute video and a lot of it was just us and then a censor bar.
Probably half or like 60% of what I had is censored in that video.
I would say at most 15% of that movie was shown.
That's true. Anyway, we just don't think it's a good idea to continue a series like that just so we don't get into any issues with copyright. It's a whole thing.
Yeah, if we ever have to get lawyers, then we're fucked.
And here's the thing is like inherently, I don't know how Jordan feels about this, but I inherently really don't like advertisements.
Yeah.
I haven't watched an advertisement for a YouTube video in like a decade. That's a lie. In like half a decade, I mean. That's what I meant to say.
10 years, yeah.
In like half a decade. So, I just inherently don't like advertisements. And I especially don't like advertisements I don't make money from.
Yeah.
That would
because they're going to put their own ads on
money
the video.
for some fucking Italian guy.
Yeah, with his fucked up sense of humor. He's probably the same motherfucker that made the Cuties movie. With those, like, underage naked girls.
That was some French lady.
That was a French lady?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably his fucking mom. I just fucking hate that guy. I liked his name at the beginning. I kept saying it.
Diodato?
Diodato, yeah. Diodato can suck my cockerino.
Hey, Diodato, if you ever listen to this, suck my balls.
We should probably be careful. We piss them off. They're really going to copyright that.
I don't care. DMCA it. Take it down. I won't fight it. I don't have money for a lawyer.
DMCA, fucking take it down and take your like penny you might have made off the 100 views it got.
Because you only get lawyers involved if you fight a DMCA.
Yeah.
So just DMCA it, dude. I don't care.
Yeah. We'll just continue to shit talk you.
But DMCA it, I will never shut up about you.
Yeah, true. So maybe you'd like that egotistical bitch. Anyway, the reason this was brought up in the first place, because what are we replacing movie night with, Chris?
We're not 100% sure just yet. We have a couple things in mind.
Should we list them?
The Phasmophobia thing. We're thinking about doing a game night.
Yeah, where we play games because
video games.
We're both gamers.
Bit of a gamer myself. But I'm a gamer with a hard R.
Okay. I could have went somewhere else.
I'm a bit of a gamer myself. We're some gamers.
Yeah. Figure we could
do
something.
We could do something gamery. But we could do also car-based shenanigans.
Yep.
I have vehicles that we can just play with that I think would be funny. We can make something out of it.
Yeah. So that was two of the ideas that we pondered.
We'll come up with something
which
else.
both will probably end up being used anyway.
Well, yeah.
I mean, I'm sure. We'll definitely do both. But yeah, I mean, Phasmophobia would certainly be a good one to kick it off with. Maybe that's something we could do. But
yeah.
We'll see. We'll let you know. Let us know if you have suggestions. I doubt you do, but if you do, let us know. No porn suggestions, please. We don't want to get DMCA'd. Movie night, but instead it's porn night.
Now that might have been less traumatic than
that garbage ass Italian film.
So anyway, we were in the middle of something before we started that conversation.
Were we?
Probably.
Phasmophobia?
Phasmophobia.
Oh, I wanted to mention this. I just happened to be scrolling through the interwebs and I saw a PlayStation 5 controller. Not that this has any validity, because we all know how like IGN is as being bad, stupid, dumb people.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are reviewing the new consoles, which should be out definitely at the time of this release. But,
yeah. They should.
And what has me kind of excited is I remember we were talking about this and you kind of played it off like you don't care, because I know you're not into this type of thing, but haptics on the controller. Apparently,
you're right. I don't care.
Apparently, what they're saying is the PlayStation 5 is great and all, but the selling point is the fact that its controller dwarfs any other interface because it just makes it seem
it's just big.
No, not in size, but in performance. It's just that much better than
really?
any other controller ever to have existed.
What I like, because haptics is just it's just like subtle vibrations, and
that's what haptics were, but the PlayStation 5 does something different. It does vibrations kind of like the Switch with the 3D rumble, but more so it has like resistance in the triggers, where if you're firing a bow and arrow, it'll actually resist you pulling the trigger.
That's kind of cool, I guess.
I'm not sure how that'll be implemented. I'm assuming what I would like to see is implementation for that for like Spider-Man. As you're web swinging, the trigger gets like tighter, and then it releases. I think that'd be sick.
That'd be kind of cool.
But that's kind of the route they went. They went for more in-depth haptics.
I guess it's somewhat interesting. It's just, I don't know. The vibration kind of adds something still, so I do like it.
Well, I'd have to say with PC gaming, that's one thing I miss with a mouse and keyboard, as the vibration in certain games that you get.
Yeah.
Although the good news with that is if you have a good enough set of headphones, the audio kind of makes up for it in a lot of ways, where you just get that feedback for certain things. I'm just more... See, it's another one of those things where the next-gen consoles are so close together, just like the Xbox One and PS4, that, like, that's all you really can compare. I mean, yeah, you can compare load times, but...
consoles in general have been pretty close together.
Yeah, I mean, all that really won the PS4 was, like, the fact that it was cheaper, the exclusives. That was about it. It's like, yeah, it's all about it.
That's kind of it, really. It's the only thing that draws me to consoles is exclusives.
Yeah.
Only thing I care about.
So, like, with the PS5, I mean, this new haptic feedback is, I mean, kind of exciting. I kind of picture it for something more like VR. You know? Like, if VR could do some sort of implementation where, like, imagine, you know, a VR shooter where as you pull the trigger on the gun, it actually acts like a real trigger on a gun. Like, I don't know if you've ever fired one, but typically the first shot is very hard compared to the following shots.
Yeah.
So it's something like that. It's kind of cool if they implemented that. But just little things like that. It just kind of, you know, leads in a direction that's exciting. The only thing is, it could end up being another one of those PlayStation things like the touchpad, where it's cool and all, but the only games that use it are first-party games.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you, the touchpad on the PS4 was not used at all, but you want to know 2 games that used it incredibly. Days Gone and Ghost of Tsushima.
Really?
Absolutely incredibly. Perfect utilization. In Ghost of Tsushima, swiping up would be like navigation, because remember I mentioned you get navigated by the wind? That would cause like a gust of wind to navigate. Swiping right was, I think, drawing and sheathing your sword. And then down was like a taunt, and left was a bow, some shit like that. Days Gone, swiping up would bring you straight into your inventory. Swiping right would bring you straight to your map, and then swiping down would be like your missions, and then left would be your journal. It was like, just like from a standing position, you would just swipe up and it would bring you right to your inventory. It was fucking incredible.
Interesting, yes.
It was really well utilized in those 2 games.
Typically, I just use a button for that.
Well, think about a game like The Witcher. How many times do you have to pause or hit back and then use RB or right bumper to just cycle through menus the whole time to get from like inventory to map to bestiary?
It's good on a console, is what I'm saying.
Well, yeah, we're comparing console, not about PC where I have 110 buttons that I can fucking map.
Yeah. I just haven't played many console games over the last 5 or 6 years.
Yeah. On console, you'd be surprised. Something like Warzone, for example, could really benefit PlayStation players if it used the touchpad for the inventory rather than these button presses. Games with like big menus really benefit from the touchpad, I've realized. So I just hope it doesn't end up being another gimmick like that, which it probably will be. It'll probably just be first-party games that support it.
Well, it's the same thing as like, who's the dickhead who decided to put motion controls in Mario Odyssey?
I don't know, but I hope they're fired.
I hope they've been shot. Frankly.
Oh shit.
No.
Why, is that bad? I didn't really get to the motion controls part.
It's not that bad, but it's like
not enjoyable.
It's not enjoyable, and there's like certain things that you can only do with motion controls, and they're so vague.
Yeah, on how to do it.
Like, there's a move where you swing the cap around. You swing the cap around and you kill everything around you.
Yeah. And you have to swing the controller.
Yeah, you have to like swing the controller, and it's just like so ponderous and weird.
Yeah.
That it works like 30% of the time. Like, it's 2020. How does this not work?
Yeah,
properly?
I know. Considering you have things like VR. You know.
Yeah, and with the Quest, can it track your hands without a controller now?
Yeah.
So, how is that, how does it suck so much still?
Yeah.
Or who thinks motion controls are a good idea outside of VR?
Yeah, truthfully. I don't think there's any use case for them in consoles. I think...
Outside of VR.
Outside of console VR.
Which I think this generation definitely could do a big console VR rush.
Well, it seems like PlayStation will eventually do a PSVR 2.
But at the end of the day, it can't be expensive, because if they're charging $300, $400 for a PSVR 2, just get a Quest.
Yeah.
It's exclusively for people who don't know about the Oculus Quest.
Well, I do have to say there's one slight advantage with like a PSVR 2, where the Quest may be wireless and that may be all great, but if you don't have that link-capable PC to back it up, that's all it is wireless and great. Someone who maybe wants that higher fidelity, these next-gen consoles will definitely output significantly higher than the Quest is capable of.
Well, yeah, but...
Which, your average console player is the type of person to want exactly that.
I guess. Visual fidelity.
Yeah. Because I just think of the type of person that would want like a PSVR. It's more than likely not someone who has a gaming PC. If they have a gaming PC, why would they not choose a Rift S or a Quest? Because there's such a big VR library that isn't on PlayStation VR yet.
That's a good point.
But you are right though. Otherwise, why not get a Quest? Because there is substantial pros and substantial drawbacks between the two.
That's definitely because you know what you see now is, you know how you see games and they go, oh, we're releasing this game on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. You never see that with VR because there's never been good console VR. PlayStation VR was a joke.
No, all they ever say is Oculus and Steam usually.
So what we need is to flesh that out if we wanted mass adoption of VR. I think VR is definitely a good technology to put in the new consoles.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's an incredible place to put it because that's where most of the market is in that budget-friendly type of, console gamer.
You don't even have to make it fancy. Just make it like $150 add-on or something.
Yeah.
Just put enough sensors on it to like do kind of motion tracking. And
the problem they had with PSVR was that, first of all, the PS4 was fairly underpowered for the actual games.
And wasn't the PSVR expensive? Wasn't that like
at
really
launch,
expensive?
At launch it was, but at the end it was like $200.
Oh, okay.
Which was acceptable, but at launch it was like $600. But it also had shitty tracking. You had one stationary camera in the front that you would mount that would track lights on the headset, colorful lights. And don't get me wrong, I had it and it was impressive, but then I realized there was much better out there with the Rift CV1.
Didn't it not really have hand tracking either?
No, you just had it's the PlayStation Move controllers from the PS3 that it used. Yeah.
So, console VR.
I think that's definitely a good step to go. Quest is the closest thing to like a quote-unquote console VR we've got because it is like the VR headset that is a console. But this console VR would be.
But do you think we're going to see that new console VR?
There's been a lot of leaks about PlayStation VR 2, and they have a new PlayStation camera that's coming out.
Oh, really?
With the PS5. And it specifically states that it doesn't work with the original PlayStation VR. So.
Does Oculus have a patent on that inside-out tracking? Because it seems like no one else does it.
The Vive Cosmo does it. HTC Vive Cosmo.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Because, like, it just
At
seems
this point,
like
external cameras is dumb.
I just say I've only seen that on, like, even like the Valve Index. That's like $1,000 headset. You got to use the base stations.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they're Valve.
How are they going to charge $1,000 for a VR headset and not have it inside out tracked? When I can spend $400 on a Quest 2 and a Link cable and have inside out tracked.
Yeah.
PC VR. Like,
yeah, basically.
like what? How does that make any sense at all?
Yeah, I mean it really doesn't. That's the thing.
So,
yeah, I'm looking just to make sure I'm correct about that. Yeah, sorry, I was just trying to make sure. Yeah.
It has the inside out tracking.
I'm like getting like 10 different answers here. There's an external tracking faceplate you can buy for it, but then on one hand they updated it to have outside tracking. What?
I don't know. So, okay, so I guess it's fair to say that Oculus is the only one who does it well.
Yeah. Well, considering this Vive Cosmos has 3 stars. Yeah.
Because wasn't that supposed to be their Quest?
Competitor. Yeah. Except for the fact that it still requires a PC, as far as I know.
So it's not a competitor.
It was marketed as one, even though.
Because I know even the I don't think they sell these anymore, but the
yeah, it doesn't require. Okay, sorry.
I don't know if they sell them anymore, but the Samsung Gear VRs.
Oculus discontinued those.
Yeah, and that just used the gyroscopic thing in your phone.
Yeah, it was only 3-axis movement on those, left, right,
and that wasn't that bad. I mean,
no, there was good experiences on it. I used to use it all the time.
I used it for like
It's good for movies.
I would say it was like I use it for Netflix sometimes. I mean I don't anymore.
Yeah.
Because it's USB, mini USB. It's not USB-C. And also it's sitting in a corner.
Yeah.
So...
Let me just point out, there's no way the Vive Cosmos did any good, considering that it's $599.
Okay.
Right? And they sell a $180 external tracking plate to put on it to work with the Vive base stations. So clearly they fucked something up.
So you get the Cosmos, Vive Cosmo, whatever it is. You spend $600 on that.
Yep.
$200 on a tracking plate, and then the base stations are like $120 a piece.
Yeah. I'll be honest, I love Valve, but I think the only thing they've done right with their headsets is the fact that the index is 120 hertz, and the controllers are incredibly nice.
Oh, they have the knuckle controllers, ones with the...
That's it.
Finger
I
tracking.
mean, the price, garbage. The actual headset is like, it's good, but once again, the price really
What I'm
rains
thinking
it down.
happened was they saw how terribly the Vive sold.
Yep.
Like, I mean, it sold well for what it was.
For a first-gen VR,
But in terms of a product, even like an expensive technology product, it sold like garbage.
Yeah.
They just decided, well, this isn't profitable anymore, and just kind of gave up. So I mean, I guess they have the Valve Index. Who fucking cares?
I mean, if it wasn't $1,000, I would love it, but...
It kind of flipped because it was like... The Vive was the first to have room scale, the first headset to have room scale. The Rift got it
a little bit later.
bit later. So that's why I bought the Vive. And they were on top for a while. They had the Vive, and then they released updates for the Vive, and that was a whole thing. And now it's Oculus.
Oculus didn't even have controllers with their original headset for a while.
And now Oculus is the only company who makes a good VR headset now.
Yeah. Which is part of the problem. That's why this Facebook integration is so easy for them.
Yeah.
Is because
they can do whatever.
If you go on the Oculus subreddit, there's
What else are you gonna buy? Are you gonna buy a Quest? Are you gonna buy a fucking Index?
Yeah.
Nice
You know how many
try,
people,
asshole.
if you go on the Quest
Yeah.
subreddit and you find someone who's bitching about it, you know how many times they'll suggest just get an Index, and people are like, dude, $300 Quest 2, $1,000 Index.
Oh,
Quest.
just get an Index. Shut up, asshole.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I cannot think of a legitimate reason to buy a Valve Index.
Other than the fact that it's just the better PC headset, I mean, that's it. It has the higher refresh rate and the better controllers.
But how
But
much?
for the price to performance, I mean,
Okay, answer me this: how much is a Rift S?
a Rift S, $400.
Exactly.
Yeah, and the Index is $1,000. So,
And how much better can it really be?
well, it's just the fact that it's higher refresh rate, so it's smoother. And then the controllers are just more intuitive, I guess. But that's it. That's the only two bargaining chips I'm aware of. But then you just get a Quest, which is 90 hertz. Okay, 30 hertz less, and you have very good controllers as well. And it's also wireless.
Yeah.
And you don't need base stations.
So,
I mean, I love Valve and all, but yeah, I didn't even like the original Vive. I remember when it was like, if you had an Oculus, you were like poor man's VR. I do remember like when that was the thing.
yeah.
If you would go into a lobby when cross-platform and like Onward was a thing, people would be like, "Oh, what are you playing on?" And you'd be like, "Oh, I have a Rift," and they'd kill you. They'd team kill you, because that was just the meme. And now it's like, oh, what happened to all those Vive fanboys that now don't have a valid headset to use? They have a old, outdated headset, or they can pay $1,000 to upgrade. You know,
Yeah.
most of those motherfuckers will probably have Quests as we speak.
Because there was no like Vive 2, was there? There was the Vive Pro.
Which wasn't that just the Vive with the deluxe audio strap, if I remember correctly?
Yeah. No, it was just like a Vive but blue. And $1,200.
Yeah.
And there's the was a Cosmos.
Yeah, which you notice how you hadn't really heard of it until now, so it goes to show how successful it was. Yeah, the difference between the Vive and the Vive Pro is that it had a higher res, and that was it. Yeah, and it was blue.
Man, what happened? We need another good VR company that makes like good VR stuff.
Yeah, we do. And I think the reason Oculus is so successful is because
They can do
Facebook,
whatever.
They have that Facebook money behind it. So
They're like,
Valve, I mean, come on now, Valve. Are you
Yeah.
shitting me? They don't have money to put into their VR tech? Like what?
Do you know how many Steam sales are made? I don't actually know the actual figure, but there has to be, within a year, conservatively, 1 million Steam sales made.
Yeah.
Do you know how much? Do you know how much they take out of every purchase on Steam?
Isn't it 45%?
45%.
Yeah.
45%. Say the game is $30. They take 45% on $1,030,000 sales. That's like $16 million.
1 million. That's set zeros, right?
Yeah.
Oops. Yep, set zeros. So $30 million times, you said 45%?
Yeah.
45%. $13,500,000.
Yes, $13.5 million just on sales of games, and that's just me saying, making conservative estimates.
Yeah, $1 million I would say is probably very far off. They
Can
must
you Google it, see what that actually says, or what the actual sales figures are.
for how many games sold on Steam.
Yeah, how many purchases are made on Steam, or how many games are sold on Steam?
That's insane,
I'm gonna build my own VR headset.
right?
It's gonna be called the
Which
It's gonna be called the Chris VR, and it's gonna have a little gyroscopic sensor taped onto the back of a monitor that you tape to your face.
Which, can we just put this in perspective? It suggests that I look up what video game has made the most money ever, and Steam, or Valve, I should say, takes $4.3 billion a year as of 2017. Well, as of 2018, Grand Theft Auto had only made $6 billion. I say only, but that's from 2013 on.
Yeah.
That's $4.3 billion a year that Valve makes.
Yep.
That's insane.
Yep. That's a lot of money. Just make a good VR.
It's a couple
headset.
bucks, yeah.
I don't know, man. I just think someone has to make one. Someone.
I would love if Valve is gonna decide to just keep this crazy high price point. I just think they need to make something actually good. Like if they're gonna charge $1,000 for a headset, then I want them to have something that makes the Quest look like a pathetic waste. You know. Not saying I would pay $1,000 for it, but if that's what they're gonna ask me to pay, it better be something that makes the Quest look like paste.
They did have the wireless module for the Vive,
Which I always thought I was so jealous of when I had my Rift.
I was kind of jealous of, but I heard it sucked.
And
so...
yeah, then I heard that. And then I was really vouching that they need that for the Quest. I still don't know why that's not a thing. But considering Valve did it all that time ago, I would think by now Oculus would be like ahead enough to do that.
Well, considering Valve did it and it sucked, they probably want something that can do it
Well,
yeah.
I don't know, man. I mean, I think we need some competition in the VR space. I think if Valve can somehow step back into the ring, it's only going to push Oculus further.
Or literally any other company.
Yeah, that's true. I just feel like Valve might be one of the only ones like capable. Although, how did we forget? Valve is making a new VR headset, I believe.
No shit.
With
they
HP. HP Reverb
Oh,
G2.
that weird HP thing.
Yeah. Which, if the rumors, well, I say rumors, but if the specifications are correct, it will dominate for PC VR at the least. So, there's that. HP.
What I want to see in VR, I want to see a true wireless headset with desktop quality. Meaning I can stream like from my desktop wireless.
Yeah.
Is that so much to ask?
I mean, hey. Yeah, so the HP Reverb G2 is the no-compromise VR headset developed with collaboration from Valve and Microsoft. Let's see what it does. Design. Ultra-sharp visuals with mirror-free 2160 by 2160 LCD panels, full RGB stripe, at 9.3 million pixels. That's 2.5. It literally says 2.5 more times than the Oculus Rift S.
Oh, really?
Lenses. More clarity over the previous generation headset released by Valve. Audio. Industry-leading Valve speakers, allowing you to be more comfortable fit. VR headset that adjusts. So it does have an IPD slider. I remember that was one thing people were happy with the reverb.
Does the Quest 2 have that?
In a weird way, yes. Essentially, I
feel like I asked you this already.
It's the two lenses, and they move together. You have to physically pull them apart and push them together, and there's 3 settings.
Yeah, I did ask you about that because I do remember that now.
Which honestly, before you buy one, you should try mine. See if the IPD even works for you.
It should.
It also says it has inside-out tracking for one. Works with Windows Mixed Reality as well as the Steam VR. Oh, it's 2 displays in the Reverb too. So that's why it has that good IPD slider. Because that's the problem with like the Rift S and the Quest is it uses 1 display. It's how they make it cheaper.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, compared to the Rift S, which was pretty clear, 1280 by 1440 versus 2160 by 2160.
Like I'm pretty sure the Vive, the original Vive had 2 displays.
Yeah.
So I remember that. I remember that being a thing with.
Yeah, the Vive Pro says it does, so I'm gonna assume the original one does.
With people on YouTube who got Vives, they were like, "Well, I can only record one eye, so it might look weird."
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, all of them, even like the single display, all it is that's why the IPD adjustment doesn't work. Is because it's digital. It just moves the image. It moves the lenses out, and then it moves the images out. Versus like on those, it just moves the whole display. That's why you were able to get such fine-tuned IPD. Dude, now I feel like the Reverb 2 is just kind of throwing shade because they have a 6-meter cable. All the other headsets have 5 meters. They're just talking shit at this point. No, so I mean, it looks like a great headset, but I will once again say it is a PC-only headset, and it looks like it starts at $600.
So my point remains: Oculus is the only one who makes a good headset that's worth buying.
Yeah, it's not even out yet. And there's also the Reverb G1. How did I never hear? Oh my god, that is the ugliest VR headset I've ever seen in my fucking life. What is that? It looks like a coom sock. Dude, come look at this headset.
Let me see this.
This is the grossest looking headset I've ever seen in my life. Look at that thing.
Ew.
Look at this thing, dude. What is that? What is that?
Dude, there's like a hole in the back.
What the fuck is that?
Oh,
and look at the price.
$650 for that.
Lifelike VR like never before.
Okay.
Anyway, now that I'm wasting mad time looking at specs, yeah, I mean, once again, I'm not disputing. Yeah, Oculus is the only one. Like, let me just tell you, when you get a Quest, you'll understand. Like, just holding the power button, like the Quest 2, one of the biggest improvements is that thing boots up in a second. It's
really?
Like it literally, you hold the power button, and it's on. You're ready to play a game. The Quest 1 used to take a little bit. You boot that thing on, and you hop into a game, and for the most part, most games, they're very well curated. It's all optimized. Everything just works. And that's the best part about the Quest, and that's why I think that's where Oculus is excelling. They're curating titles that are going to work, you know? And their headset is good. Even their tech support for defects and stuff, like both generations have had defects with the headsets with the Quest 1 and 2, but they're usually on top of their shit to get it fixed. And
oh yeah, I'm assuming they would be, especially considering
how infantile the market is as of now.
Yeah.
Which even then, it's already grown a lot. Which Oculus themselves even said that they still fund a lot of the games that are released. That
it makes sense too.
They said their goal is to, I think they said 4 million VR headsets is what they need to sell in order for them to stop funding indie developers, because as of now, they said most indie developers can't begin developing on the headset without financial support from Oculus themselves. Otherwise, it's not profitable. So I believe that's what they had said in their press release, is 4 million units, which I think they're kind of close to. I'll be honest with you.
Are they?
Oculus. I thought it was close to 2 million. Not that 2 million is close to 4, but I mean, it's halfway there.
Quest 2 just came out though, so
yeah,
I'm assuming a lot more people are gonna buy that.
So it says the pre-orders for the Quest 2 5 times surpassed the Quest 1. Regardless, yeah, I mean, there needs to be a competitor. Luckily, Oculus hasn't done, like, anything too bad. They've kind of just been running the mill. The worst thing they've done is the Facebook thing.
That Facebook integration sucks, but
that's, I guess, one of the factors you come across when there's no competition.
That's the only thing that really gets me about Oculus.
Yeah.
Am I still gonna buy one? Yeah. Am I happy about it? No.
Yeah, I mean, the Facebook thing is tough, but I have a hard time caring as for the fact that I've had it linked since the start. So to me, it's just like, okay. Now it's just required.
I suppose.
If I had realized what I was signing up for when I first got a Rift, I probably would have made an Oculus account. But at the time, it just said link to Facebook, and I was like, yeah, sure. Just hit the button. Whatever.
Well, it means I don't have to make a Facebook account.
But now, yeah, I mean, I would love to have a separate account. I think that'd be the ideal scenario. But at the end of the day, there ain't no other options.
Does it show on Facebook what you're playing?
No.
I was just say.
It doesn't show, like, it doesn't do that gay shit it used to do with, like, Farmville, where it'd be like, it's collected 700 coins.
Or it's like,
it doesn't do that shit.
Like your grandma clicks on your Facebook page and goes, currently playing Waifu Sex Simulator.
But I don't.
Currently playing Pornhub VR.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it says like if you're in VR at the time. The only thing it will is if you add people. Obviously, it's just like PlayStation, Steam, all that. So tells them what you're doing.
Oh yeah, I think I can tell you probably the only friends I'm gonna have is like you.
Yeah, that's not many of our friends have VR. I don't think any of them do, besides me.
No, I think that's it.
I'm trying to get Jason to buy my Rift S. Although I kind of don't want to sell it to him because I'd rather he just buy a Quest 2.
That's the thing, is I would offer to buy it, but I'm probably just going to get a Quest 2.
Yeah. Because if I sell it to him for, say, $200, I mean, $100 more, he could get a Quest 2. Granted, he needs a link cable, but he also gets that wireless freedom if he wants.
I might also split up the purchases, depending if I buy it or not.
Yeah. Wait, what do you mean buy it? I thought you
said... I'm the one who buys it.
Oh, I got you.
So, I would split it up probably, and just get the link cable in a few weeks after.
Yeah. I do feel like we do. To what you said earlier, I do feel like we talked about Oculus a lot.
Oculus, and we shit on Apple a lot. That's the show.
Well, apparently we're anti-Apple, so fuck it.
No, I complain about Oculus too. I complain about Samsung.
Oh, we complain about everything. It's kind of the nature of the show. It's in the description.
Hey, you know what I will complain about now?
What?
My S Pen.
Why? What just happened?
It frequently gets stuck in its little holder. There's actually marks on the end of it because I've had to pry it out a couple times. Huh. Because what happens is, like this, it gets stuck down, so it won't actuate.
What the fuck? Must be broken.
So, but because I have a Note 9, you can't get a Note 9 S Pen anymore.
No. The S Pen, listen, I'll be honest with you. The S Pen is surprisingly affordable.
Well, they're like $25, right?
Yeah.
So
Apple's fucking phone charger is $20.
That's the thing, is I would totally buy a new one.
But yeah, you just can't get the Note 9.
Do the new ones work on? Because I could just get a brand new S Pen.
Don't try to put mine in yours, but that sounded really weird. But look at the shape. I think the shape at the end is different. Mine's ovular. I believe yours is like very square. Don't try to jam it in there, though.
Oh, yeah, you're right. They're different shapes.
Yeah.
This one's flatter, mine.
Mm-hmm. Goddamn repairability. You could probably get one off eBay.
Probably could.
Well, actually, duh. I guess it made sense that this wouldn't work with your phone because it has the air gestures and all that shit. It has an actual battery in it. I forgot all about that.
See, let me load up the old eBay machine. eBay told me. eBay's telling me like 25 things right now. Okay.
eBay's like, I heard you want an S Pen, motherfucker. Check out this goddamn S Pen, motherfucker.
Note 9 S Pen.
I feel like that'd be something hard to buy with confidence, considering the fact that we just found out that between one generation of S Pen, there's a drastic difference. They'll probably send you a fucking Note 8 S Pen.
There's a Chinesium listing. Here's one.
Oh.
Samsung original replacement S Pen stylus for Galaxy Note 9 yellow. $997.
Yellow.
$10.99. All these are like all the yellow ones. Ew.
Probably just no one bought them.
I might have to get a yellow one.
Honestly, I guess it wouldn't accent that bad with your phone, right?
Well, my phone's black, so I guess not. But like
Black and yellow, yeah. I haven't heard that in
I
forever.
have to get a yellow one.
Ew.
Ew.
It's like mustard.
Yellow mustard chair. Is that it? Is it our show? Are we done yet?
I'm just looking to see if anything else funny came up. I suggested, but nah. It's all just politics. I really don't want to talk about that.
Yeah, this isn't... Obviously, there was a big event recently that we are avoiding discussing.
And we absolutely will never discuss.
We will not discuss politics ever on this show. That is just a fact. They're too divisive. It doesn't make any sense.
It could be something so simple that we have opposing views on that we just prefer not to talk about because it could very easily ruin our friendship. I've watched it happen with other friends of mine.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't matter how close we are. All it takes is one slight disagreement and things will just go haywire. I've tried talking about politics with other friends before and it ain't worth it. Ain't ever worth it.
It's not worth your time.
No. Absolutely not. I mentioned politics once to one of my friends in like middle school. Granted, it wasn't in-depth politics. I still don't understand politics that much, and it instantly became like a debacle.
I actually used to care a lot. I used to be really into politics for like a year of time.
Really?
And I was like, man, this is just infuriating.
Yeah, every aspect of it is just bad.
I will no longer be into politics.
Mm-hmm.
I look at, political
Important
stuff here and there.
Yeah.
But like nothing like I used to. I used to like really follow politics, but
yeah, I just
don't care anymore. It's too much of a headache.
Too much of a headache. No one agrees with what you agree with, and then it becomes a big deal because somehow you're wrong for having an opinion. And...
Yeah, but that's the thing is like people think, and it's not just politics. It's anything.
No,
now,
yeah, it's anything. Well,
people think that is if I disagree with you, I hate you.
Yeah, right.
Like I disagree with you a lot on certain things.
Yeah, like the Galaxy Fold.
Like anything that folds, I hate it. Books, gross. Laptops, disgusting. No,
I forced it, huh?
Okay. But just because I disagree with you and I think folding phones are trash, doesn't mean I hate you and despise you as a person.
Well, that's like somehow us talking about how bad the iPhone 12 launch is towards what they're saying somehow turned into us being anti-Apple in some people's eyes.
Yeah.
So.
Well, okay. Well, I do hate Apple though as a company.
Well, yeah, but it also shouldn't be like a big deal.
Yeah. I don't hate people who use Apple. I hate elitists.
Yeah, no.
People who are like...
I have a gaming PC, and I hate people who brag about their gaming PCs.
Oh my god, it was... Okay, look. You're not elite for having a gaming PC.
Nope. You're actually far from it.
Everyone has a gaming PC now.
Mm-hmm.
I got into gaming PCs right before the boom of gaming PCs.
Yeah.
Everyone and their mother has a gaming PC now.
Yeah. I mean, so many people have it now.
I think I've mentioned it on the show. Is like I know people who work with me who know jack shit about computers
and
have a gaming PC.
Yeah. That's like the elitists who like despise pre-builts. Like, okay, whatever.
Okay,
like,
I paid a little bit more for this machine. Someone built it for me, and it's under warranty.
Yeah, and it may have a trash power supply, but that's okay. Like, it's under warranty.
That's okay.
That's like, one of the only ways to get a 3070 right now is to buy a pre-built with a 3070 in it.
Yeah, I have no issues with pre-builts. No. I have no issues with consoles. There's a lot of elitism.
Dude, it's just like consoles. You know how I was so hyped for this console launch? Just because I liked seeing technology, like new technology.
Yeah.
And I this is already a mistake what I'm about to say, but I was on Facebook, and I'm
there's your mistake.
There's articles, and you go to the comment section of like any of the console stuff, and it's all these people who don't even fucking have their console yet that are like, the series X loads faster, and I'm just like, Okay.
The
It
Series
doesn't, but okay.
The Series X is trash. The PS5 is trash. You don't even have the damn thing
Yeah,
yet.
they literally do not own it. They're going to buy it and then only play the yearly Call of Duty releases and then insist that their console is better. Well, fuck you. Like,
It makes no sense. For the elitism makes no sense.
if Facebook didn't have my name and face attached to it, I would have talked so much shit like Reddit. I always talk shit on Reddit because I don't have my name and face attached.
I don't interact with Reddit at all.
No,
I hate, like, genuinely over the last, like, 2 years, I've begun to hate Reddit more and more as a platform.
Yeah, honestly, I have to.
So,
Like around the time of the console launch, like the PC subreddit that I was in just blew up into like toxicity, and I was just like, okay, I'm over this.
yeah, it makes it. There's a lot of, they ban a lot of fun stuff,
Yep.
like the fucking Lego Yoda memes. They banned r/Big Chungus. I don't know why they would do such a thing. I don't know. I don't
It's
want to
almost
get.
as bad as not including a charger in your box.
I don't want to get too far into that, but
Yeah. But hey, fuck it. I think that's the show, though. I think that's what we do. That was our trailer, guys. No, I'm just fucking around.
a fucking like hour and a half channel trailer.
I was thinking about making a channel trailer. I was thinking we're doing it at some point soon once we hit like a certain milestone, maybe 20 episodes. So give us some actual footage to shift through.
Yeah. So that's our show for this. I almost fell out of my chair. That's our show for this week.
Bit of a rambly one, but I hope you enjoyed nonetheless.
Talked a lot about VR.
Yeah.
Whatever. That's it. You can contact us, synapsemisfire at pm.me. Comments, questions, concerns, death threats. RSS feed. I almost said CSS. That's a different thing.
Nope, that is coding.
RSS feed. Import it into your favorite podcasting app, or your least favorite if you hate yourself. Or you can just watch it on YouTube, just like a normal person would, I guess, if you have YouTube Premium or YouTube Advanced.
Yeah. Ad-free, baby.
Yeah.
It's late. And by late, I mean it's literally 6:30. But
It's
I'm
like
tired.
6:30, but we spent like an hour working on a car before this, so.
And an hour and a half before this, recording episode 14.
That's also true.
So, yeah.
Okay, bye now. Leave my house. Exit the premises.
Otherwise, we'll hit you with that fucking Jeep exhaust leak. Vroom, vroom.
That thing's fucking loud.
Yeah, I know. It's like...
It's loud. It's mean because it sounds mean because it has an exhaust leak. It's like saying it's really fast because I yeeted it off a building.
Yeah, basically.
All right, are we done now?
I don't know. Are we?
Yeah, I'm leaving.
Alright, whatever.